Let's face it, hiring help is not easy these days. Let XenTegra Staffing help you find the right person for the right job. Head over to XenTegra.com/XenTegra Staffing to find out more and let us staff your people needs. Welcome to another Citrix Session with your host, Andy Whiteside and Bill Sutton, your source for all things Citrix.
All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 29 of the Citrix Session. I'm your host, Andy Whiteside, and I've got Bill Sutton, Director of Services at XenTegra with us. Bill, how's it going?
It's going great, Andy. How about yourself?
It's going well. This one's a little unique, right? We got Cheng on, and Cheng is a product manager on the WEM Workspace Environment Manager. I got on somebody earlier today about using acronyms all the time, so we're going to use the whole word at least once, and then we'll go back to calling it WEM. And Cheng is with us from China, and he's exactly 12 hours difference. So if I've got a little echo here, it's because I'm sitting in my bar area of my house having a drink. And we're doing a podcast, 8 o'clock at night on a Monday night. And Cheng is having probably breakfast, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Cheng,
thank you.
You want to give us your whole name and maybe your story and what you do at Citrix?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Andy. So my name is Zhang, which is from China. So my name is Chinese name, so a little bit hard for to say it in English, right? And I'm working for Citrix in about 7th year in Citrix. And before that, I was a product engineer in a different country, a different company. Now I'm doing the product manager work in Citrix. When I was working in Citrix, I was working for XenTegra, Workspace Hub. Now it is WEM and also ITSM adapter as a product manager. So my focus is about WEM service and also ITSM adapter service, which is my current focus.
Yeah, I came in from getting some ice for my drink, and I heard you and Bill talking. I think I heard some Raspberry Pi talk going on.
Yeah.
Bill, did you ever get that thing going?
Yeah, I did get it going. I actually pulled it out. It's in the box right now because I haven't used it in a while, but I pulled it out and showed it to Cheng. Said, "Is this what you worked on?" It's one of those hubs.
Yeah.
Workspace Hub. Yeah.
Workspace Hub. Yeah.
I bet we could have a whole podcast on your background with XenTegra. Bill and I are both big XenTegra fans for the right use case, and the Workspace Hub story. It's certainly entertaining to look and play with those things for sure. Real world use cases, I guess maybe still to be determined, but I'm sure there are some people using them somewhere. So, yep. Cheng, your podcast, let me see the blog that we're reviewing here. It's called Improve Employee Experience with Citrix WEM, Workspace Environment Manager, External Tasks.
Yeah.
You want to kick us off here and tell us what you're covering in the very beginning of this, in the intro?
Yes, sure. So writing this blog is actually telling the customer about why we are developing this feature for our customer, why we have this feature newly enhanced. As we have external tasks for very long time, we are not very long time, last release, we are developing the external task support because we are, for WEM, it is a client and server infrastructure product, right? So it can help the customer do a lot of work. But the goal of WEM is actually enhance the workplace experience of the customer. So every new feature developing, every effort we are going on is actually helping the customer, helps the IT administrator to easily and smoothly control the environment and help the customer to configure the environment. So we have customer talking to us about, can you help to, configure the remote PC or kinds of remote desktops to do some configuration work? So based on the requirement from the customer, we are providing this new feature of external task. And because we are meeting a lot of customer issues when we have not customer issue, but customer request, when we go deep in the customer user case, we are doing the log off support for external tasks. So I can share a little bit more about why we have external tasks. So we have a customer went to us. I can't share the name, but I can see it's not one. It is kind of couple of customers went to us to say, because they are using the remote desktops, maybe some PCs in the office, but they are in a remote or working place. They want to have the PC being remotely managed, like power on, remote wake up online Traxi, right? So the requirement from the administrator is actually, can we have some tool to have the device being configured with wake up online? And can we have another tool like to wake up the device up when we are not in the office? So when we have this requirement, we are actually thinking that WEM can actually help on this user scenario, right? With external tasks, we can help the customer to enable wake up online with the script defined by customer. So we are thinking we can build up a channel for the customer to actually configure the device for the left 20% of the requirements, which is not covered by 80% of the WEM configuration sets. So that is why about external tasks. So when I have please.
So Bill, real quick question for Bill. So Bill, is this similar to what Res used to have with the automation manager and a server that would go out and do things for you on scheduled task or under certain contexts?
I think so, but we'll have to get a little bit deeper in it really to know, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you, Andy.
So maybe taking a step back, the idea here is that the WEM server, right? We have a server in the world of WEM, Citrix WEM, and that server now has task capabilities that it can reach out to wherever the VDA is installed and spawn things to happen systematically. That's a fair way to explain external tasks, right?
Yes, actually. Besides what you mentioned about VDA, we actually need the agent, the WEM agent, being installed in the VDA, so WEM server can actually deploy, auto script to the agent and running the automation work.
Yeah. Hey Bill, I'm sitting here having this drink and doing this at 8:00 in kind of my little bar area and relaxing. And this isn't a bad idea. This works pretty good.
It is pretty good. I just need a drink too. That's all.
You didn't come prepared.
No, I didn't.
You have to send one of your kids down and get one. Okay. All right. So, Cheng, what specifically in this blog are we highlighting about the external task capabilities that's new enough or important enough to warrant a blog to be written about it?
Yeah. The highlight of this blog is actually the support of running external task when user log off or reconnect to the session. So originally what we have is for external tasks is that you can run an external task when you log in, or you can run an external task when you actually reboot your WEM service, reboot your WEM agent, right? So that is the occasion external task get executed. But that was not enough, because when we have a meeting with a customer, they were having an issue because when they open the file of, for example, for open the image, the original binding for the image is Photoshop, but now he don't have the access to Photoshop. So the thing when he click on the image is the error happen is that the file cannot open because Photoshop was uninstalled or remove access from the administrator, right? So that is the case we are seeing from the customer. So we suggest that maybe external tasks can help you to resolve the problem. When you can have the auto script to rebind your file type association in the system to resolve this issue. But the concern from the customer is that for the change of the file type, the app assignment will be time to time. You can't really sure when you change the application assignment. So the best case is that for customer who log off the session or for customer reconnect the session, we do the file type association rebinding, the problem will be resolved. So that is the reason why we are thinking this is important. We will need to provide this feature to our customer. And also, the second issue I will see from the customer is that one of the customers, they were using Azure Cloud, they were using a VM in the Amazon. So every running time of the PC costs money, right? So if the PC cannot be shut down smoothly, if the PC cannot be logged off smoothly, it will cause two problems. The first problem is that they will still, cost you money because they're running. The second issue is that when you log off and you're trying to log in again, you just can't log in because the VM was just stuck in log off status. So the normal, operation for the ID administrator is actually they will trying to assign a new VM to a user, or they are trying to do some tricky, workaround way to help the customer resolve the issue. But it's actually not the right way to resolve the problems, right? So what we are trying to do is actually, with the external task, you can't resolve the problem because the PC cannot be logged in. You cannot using the logon script help you to resolve the issue, right? So the thing we are trying to help on is to have the script being running after user log on. So we are doing the cleanup work. We are doing the, kill some process maybe to help the customer to, accelerate the log off process. So because the environment of the user was different, different user, different set of the application, we can't decide, a common log off acceleration for all of users. So we are trying to provide this way to help all of the customers. So with this announcement, I think a lot of customer issues get mitigated. And also when you're using Azure Cloud, you're saving money because you're not wasting your time running a lot of, stacking VMs.
So Cheng, what are the actions that invoke the tasks to happen? Are there a limited number of actions or is it kind of unlimited?
There are kinds of conditions or roles we are setting for external tasks. There are two types of things. The first type is about the running time. The second time is the scheduling. For the running time, we can set the external task like after user log off or reconnect Citrix. For the running schedule, you can actually set the VM running run once or running every time, or you can set the external task like you want the external task to be running hidden at the background, or you can have the external task running in the front end.
Hey Bill, thoughts, questions?
Well, I was going to ask it at first, but I think I know the answer. Cheng, how does this differ from a GPO startup script or shutdown script?
Yeah. So for GPO, it's kind of, you will need to define the GPO like a role and deploy to your user group, right? But the GPO thing is kind of, you only have the you only have the, the GPOs provided by Microsoft. It's kind of a limited set. It is not for scripts, you can actually define which process or which application you want running your script. We are not limited to using the CMD, the PowerShell script, Citrix. Any application you can define. Any application you install in a customer environment, you can set the path in external tasks. And with arguments, with commands you are setting in the external task, you can actually running any task in the client devices.
Okay.
So, Cheng, I think we've kind of covered it, right? I mean, it's the evolution of WEM. Is there any? Are there any WEM secrets that you want to tell us about? Things you guys are working on?
Yeah, sure. So, beside the external task, we're running. We'll help the customer to resolve the 20% of the work. And for WEM, actually, we are focused on three parts. The first part is about the optimization. A lot of people know WEM as an optimization tool. And also we are doing the UPM, the profile management. And now our focus is actually to help the customer more securely using the workspace. So as we know, WEM have the chaos mode supporting to help the customer to have the PC like into the lockdown mode, right? In the near future, it will be delivered very soon. We are developing a feature like user elevation control, which I will cover in I think maybe 3 or 4 months later. The user elevation control is kind of thing, another piece WEM is trying to cover to help the customer more securely using workspace. It is a tool to help the customer to protect more protection in the user-based access control. I cannot show too much about this feature, but it will be ready in WEM very soon.
So Cheng, Bill and I are both fairly aware of and use to some degree the AppSense product. It sounds like you guys are trying to, go down the road of some of the stuff they've done with AppSense with like user elevation situations.
I think some of them are common components for tools like WEM. So we are as we collecting more and more customer requests, provide this kind of feature. We do think this feature was important for customer. So some of them was building into our roadmap, and we are also trying to do feature difference in providing more value adds for customer to make sure that if they are using AppSense, if they're using other solution, they can still using other solution. But using WEM, you can get more value. We're betting together. That is a strategy.
Yeah. All right, Bill, you got Cheng on the line. Just a few more minutes here. Any specific WEM related topics you want to ask him about?
I was just going to ask a couple of real quick ones. Is there a specific version of WEM that comes with the ability to spawn these external tasks?
Yes, the latest version, which released on the cloud, was supporting this feature, and also the latest 2003. I think that is the version name of WEM, latest version, which supported the external task running in reconnect or log off.
Okay, great. And you said it does run on it. I'm looking at it right here. It does say it runs on reconnect and on a log off. That's correct.
Yes,
okay.
You can choose log off or you can choose reconnect.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Well, Cheng, I appreciate you taking your early morning time to join us. And when you guys get the app elevation or the user elevation, we would love to talk to you about that. And I'll tell you what, if you just want to ping us whenever you have a blog that you write and call it to our attention, we'd be happy to have you back on.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess with that, so Bill, what's the latest in your world? Where can we find you next?
Where can you find me next?
Yeah, what do you have going on?
Oh, same old thing, dealing with projects, handling a lot of WVD these days, and Citrix.
Well, that's a good topic. We should probably have another kind of an update on WVD and more importantly, multi-session Windows 10 as it relates to
multi-session Windows 10. Yep.
I am still struggling with the amount of people that don't know the difference between WVD and multi-session Windows 10 and how important multi-session Windows 10 is to the Citrix guy. If I was a Citrix admin these days and I had that in one of my in my tool belt, I would be a happy guy. That's something we waited for a long time.
Yeah, I had a kickoff call this morning for a university that is looking to deploy Windows 10 multi-session edition, what we used to call EVD, with Citrix Cloud. So, they're getting the best of both worlds.
So, I talked to Pete Downing, our CTO, about that the other day, and he mentioned, I asked if you could run multi-session Windows 10 on-prem, and he made some reference. I got to follow up with him about the idea of doing that with Azure Stack and using Azure Stack on-prem and Windows 10 multi-session, having that right to do so. Have you talked about that at all? Thought about that at all?
I have not. I wouldn't be surprised if that's available, but Azure Stack's a whole nother conversation. Getting to the point where you have an Azure Stack in place is a whole nother conversation before you start layering in Windows 10 multi-session. But it would be interesting to see if they allow that today. If they don't, I think they will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said they do, and I just haven't really thought about that much. But if I'm, running local and I want, Windows 10 multi-session, aka Windows 10 terminal server, it would be nice to have the ability to do it on-prem.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, with that, let's wrap it up. I appreciate you guys joining me at an odd hour, and maybe we'll do it again down the road. Thanks, Chen.
Yeah, thanks, Chen.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Bill.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good evening, Bill. Have a good day, Chen.
Sure.
Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Citrix Session with your hosts, Andy Whiteside and Bill Sutton. A special thanks to our guests, podcast produced by Pete Downing. Head over to XenTegra.com/podcast to listen to all podcasts in this series.